MF Doom is without a doubt one of the most unique rappers of all time. Whether it's his dozens of nicknames, his lyricism, his beats, whatever, MF Doom will certainly stand out in hip hop history as one of a kind. I mean, a rapper who is literally a cartoon supervillain that always wears a mask is obviously a super sick concept. But outside of the character, in terms of the music he has made, MF Doom has made some of the best hip hop projects this century. And today, I wanted to deep dive into MF Doom's discography and rank and grade his albums from worst to best. Now, I understand he has released a lot of different albums under many different names, so for today's video, I'll make it clear that we will not be including the Special Herbs albums or the albums he did with KMD. But outside of that, I'm pretty much covering every MF Doom album, 11 to be exact. So without any further ado, here are all 11 MF Doom albums ranked from worst to best. Coming in last on number 11 is going to be his album as his alias JJ Doom, Key to the Cuffs, released in 2012. This album is 15 tracks and 42 minutes, and I think most people will agree this is the worst MF Doom album. This album isn't necessarily bad, it's just boring in a lot of spots. I think there's some decent ideas on here, and I like the song Governor, but this album is just very underwhelming, and out of all the MF Doom projects, I get the least amount of enjoyment out of this one. I rate Key to the Cuffs a 6 out of 10 and graded a D. Coming in at number 10 is going to be his second collab album with Czarface, Super What, released in 2021. This album is 10 tracks and 26 minutes, and it feels a little unfinished because this album was 7 months after MF Doom's passing. In the first half of this album, I think it's pretty underwhelming, but then in the second half, there's a little increase in quality and a handful of good tracks to take out of this album, like Breaking the Action, This Is Canon Now, and Young World. Overall though, it's not that crazy, but it does get a bit better in the last half. I rate Super What a 6 out of 10 and graded a D+. Coming in at number 9 is going to be his album as his alias King Ghidra, Take Me to Your Leader, released in 2003. This album is 13 tracks and 42 minutes, and it might be a hot take that this is rated so low, but yeah, I'm not that big on this album. There's good tracks on this album like Phasers, Fastlane, and Antimatter, but honestly, I just feel like this album is just mostly B-sides. I mean, for a lot of the songs on here, Doom isn't even rapping. It's just a bunch of random people you've never heard of. This album is good, but I don't think it's worth going back to for the most part. I rate Take Me to Your Leader a 7 out of 10 and graded a C-. Coming in at number 8 is going to be his first collab album with Czarface, Czarface meets Metalface, released in 2018. This album is 16 tracks and 43 minutes, and I think this is a solid collaborative rap album. There's some boring moments, but overall, there's some solid tracks to take out of this, like Metal with Metal, Forever People, Bomb Throne, Stun Gun, and MF Czar. This project's definitely worth checking out if you're a Doom fan. I rate Czarface meets Metalface a 7 out of 10 and graded a C. Coming in at number 7 is going to be his second album as his alias Victor Vaughn, Venomous Villain, released in 2004. It's 12 tracks and 32 minutes, and I feel like this album gets a lot more hate than it deserves. Obviously, it's not as good as Vaudeville Villain, the first album under the Victor Vaughn alias, but this album is good. Back End, Fallback / Titty Fat, Rap Game, Doper Skiller are all good songs. I don't think there's a bad song in this album. There might not be any songs to blow you away, but it has the feel of an MF Doom album to it, and this is a decent MF Doom album. I rate Venomous Villain a 7 out of 10 and graded a C. Coming in at number 6 is going to be his album under the alias Danger Doom, The Mouse and the Mask, released in 2005. It's 14 tracks and 40 minutes, and this is a really fun album. I love the Adult Swim / Aqua Teen Hunger Force team up, and this is one of the most unique, fun rap albums I've heard, with the majority of the songs on here being bangers. El Chupa Sofa King, Benzi Box, ATHF, Space Hose, all fire, and this is a great album. I rate The Mouse and the Mask an 8 out of 10 and graded to B. In 5th place is going to be his third album under the MF Doom alias, Born Like This, released in 2009. It's 17 tracks and 40 minutes, and I think this album is honestly underrated. The deep cuts on this album are great, like Rap Ambush, Lightworks, and Microwave Mayo. Then the well-known songs like Gazillion Ear, Angels, and That's That are some of the best songs in all of MF Doom's catalog. Sure, there's some moments on this album that haven't aged the best, like this song, but overall, this is a great rap album and a high placement in Doom's discography. I rate Born Like This an 8 out of 10 and graded a B. In 4th place is going to be his first album under the MF Doom alias, Operation Doomsday, released in 1999. It's 19 tracks and 58 minutes, and what a great introduction to MF Doom. I genuinely think every song on here is good, and you are getting some perfect rap songs on this album like Doomsday, Rhymes Like Dimes, Go With The Flow, and Red and Gold. I think the album slightly dips in quality halfway, but overall, this is a really great rap album and a really great debut for the masked supervillain. I rate Operation Doomsday an 8 out of 10 and graded to B+. In third place is going to be his first album under the Victor Vaughn alias, Vaudeville Villain, released in 2003. It's 17 tracks and 56 minutes, and this album is a treat for rap nerds. I can honestly say that about any MF Doom album, but this one for me has the most MF Doom vibe than any other album. I think the first song and title track, Vaudeville Villain, is a top 5 Doom song and one of the best rap songs ever. The comic book feel in that song is just incredible. Then Lick Upon, The Drop, Lactose and Lecithin, A Dead Mouse. I can pretty much name every song on this. This is a phenomenal hip hop album. The rapping is outstanding, the beats are unique, and like I said, this album just screams MF Doom more than any other album in his discography for me. I rate Vaudeville Villain a 9 out of 10 and grade it an A. In second place is going to be his second album under the MF Doom alias, Food, released in 2004. This album is 15 tracks and 48 minutes, and this is probably the most fun Doom album to listen to, and one of the most fun rap albums you will ever hear. A whole rap album about food with some of the best rap songs of all time on the track list, only MF Doom could do something like that. Hoe Cakes, One Beer, Deep Fried Friends, Rap Snitches, and Vomit Spit are some of the best rap songs of the 2000s and genuinely of all time. Then the deep cuts on this, like Con Carne, Con Queso, and Cookies, are also really amazing. I think the album has a slight drop in quality midway when it's just the weird people talking with beats, but that's what MF Doom does, and this album is still incredible. Incredible concept, incredible rapping, incredible beats, incredible album. I rate Food a 9 out of 10 and grade it an A. And in first place for the best MF Doom album had to be his collaborative album with Madlib, Madvillainy, released in 2004. This album is 22 tracks and 46 minutes, and easily one of the best hip-hop albums of the 2000s. I talked about Madlib a bit in my Freddie Gibbs album ranked video, and this collab album with MF Doom was really the album that put Madlib on the map. Some of the best rap beats of all time are on this, alongside Doom's amazing rapping. Then the dark concept of this album, everything just goes together so well. Accordion, Meat Grinder, Raid, Curls, Figaro, Strange Ways, Fancy Clown, All Caps, Great Day, Rhinestone Cowboy. There are so many amazing tracks on this album. Even the random instrumentals on this album like Sick Fit and Do Not Fire and Supervillain Theme are just amazing, and nobody really wants to hear just instrumentals on a rap album, so that shows how special Madvillainy is. I do think Rainbows and Hardcore Hustle aren't on the same level as the rest of the songs on this album, so I don't think this is perfect, but who cares? You're getting 20 out of 22 amazing tracks on here in one of the most unique rap albums ever created. This album has been praised to death, so I probably don't need to talk about it anymore. Just know it's a fantastic album made by a fantastic artist. I rate Madvillainy a 9 out of 10 and grade it an A. So that was MF Doom's 11 albums ranked from worst to best. Here's what the placements look like, and now it's tier list time. Alongside MF Doom's discography, I am ranking all these other artists and have ranked some of them already. A link in the description if you want to use the tier list on your own. Where's MF Doom? Okay, there he is. Alright, y'all. Operation Doomsday, that's a B+. King Ghidra, that's a C- for me. Yes, I know, hot take. Vaudeville Villain, that's an A. Madvillainy, that's an A. Venomous Villain, that's a C for me. Food, that's an A. Danger Doom, bro, this album's fun. I love this album. Born Like This, I almost said Born This Way, but this is Doom, not Lady Gaga. We can go D, and we can go C, and then boom, there we go. That's the MF Doom tier list. Alongside the tier list, I made a playlist on Spotify showing every great MF Doom song. If you guys want to check that out, Jack Alter on Spotify. And I think out of the 11 albums in the MF Doom discography, 6 of them are classics, and you should check them out if you haven't already. And alongside all the discography rankings I'm doing, I wanted to take the average ranking of every artist's album in their discography to see what the average album ranking is for an artist, then stack up all the music artists' discographies against each other in the end to see who has the best. MF Doom's album average in his discography is 7.6 out of 10, meaning the average MF Doom album is very good. And he ranks number 6 in discographies out of the 12 artists I've ranked so far. But thank you guys for watching. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Take care, God bless, and yeah, peace.